Video 15. November 4, 2010. Mike asks, Mythi, do you know something about 3 portals that have opened or will open at the equator of the planet Earth? Announced by one such
agency.
If so, what purpose? Mike, the only
portal
we know that exists in all the inhabited planets is what we call the 1111 portal. For transfer of beings who are referred to the holding place, next dimension, with the blue beings. Of course, any ethnicities of blue beings and light beings can open portals to the next dimension. But they will never interfere in our physical dimension. Any other type of portal is simply a transport gateway that is a time-space gate, where ships or material will be transferred from one point to another. Some motherships have the capacity to create a temporary gateway at any specific point to facilitate its operations. It is indeed possible. Did this
agency
mean it is something to coordinate trips? To us, it does not exist. I believe that in these uncertain times, many people will try to predict the events in several ways. If these predictions do not cause widespread hysteria, they are harmless and will not make any difference. Human thinkers are skeptical by nature, they believe when the facts are proven beyond doubt. Human mystics, who are left indoctrinated by institutionalized religions and creeds, will continue to believe in heaven and hell. They will never believe in your reality of facts until they experience the real situations of events. The best and only way to be sure of the facts, in Earthlings' case, is to observe the events, day after day. The information I give you unofficially, that's what we know of actual forecasts reported to our fleet or our own observations. 1111, I heard about this. What exactly is that? Even I see it almost daily and in hindsight. Another coincidence, I was born on the 11th and my 2 children were also born on the 11th. In ancient times when these portals were named, 1111 was chosen to represent the numerical and visual concept of the passage. One after the other.
1
By
1
to the next dimension, and remain exactly the same being in their individuality. The
1
remaining the same on the other side. These portals to the next dimension are called 1111 everywhere because, in any language, it means the same concept. Some people have more sensitivity or perceive the presence of this portal more than others. But that does not mean any connection imminent with the portal or anything like that. Mike asks, Mythi, what do you know about rings of smoke or something like that, that has appeared recently over our cities? Well, if they are perfect and moving rings, they are really spacecraft, with relative field of invisibility. This happens when the field is very strong, and the resulting radiated energy ionizes water molecules at the ends of the fuselage of the ship, forming the unwanted ring. Ionization is so strong that the ring is attached to the ship in motion as a charged gray cloud. It's just a question of adjustment for the relative humidity in the region. They do not realize they are not completely invisible unless another ship warns them. Mythi, a curiosity, we have news from astronomers this month of planets practically made of diamond. Are such crystals considered precious for you too? The diamond crystal is extremely useful. One of the uses is as a natural reagent for the anti-carbon. There are planets, because they faced very strong pressure and temperatures during formation, that have cooled down almost entirely in the form of diamonds. These planets have no practical use for life, except as a source of diamonds for industrialization. Many diamond meteors have clashed with several planets, many of them here in your solar system. It is not considered valuable because even in all galaxies and asteroid belts, one can collect a large diamond asteroid and lead it directly to industrialization. These meteors are very dangerous because they normally reach the ground with all their mass and explode on impact, throwing pieces very hard in all directions. Well, Mythi, if you can, bring some samples as a reminder of some of your travels for my collection of rocks. I would appreciate it a lot. He laughs, but maybe. Mythi, does the Reptilian city on Mars happen to be in the Hale crater? Yes, that's the name you give to the site. It's a big city with several sectors and residential neighborhoods, defined for administrators and workers as well. There are also large areas of irrigated greenhouses of different types of vegetables and fruits. Anytime you will have news of these facilities because this sort of thing does not remain hidden for long. Mythi, do you know an intergalactic organization called
Starfleet,
Do you know someone who might be known as
Earth Counselor?
You see, many communities roam here. Anyone can adopt the term
Starfleet
to refer to their own fleet. Regarding the charge of
Earth Counselor,
who knows, when Earth has been accepted as a member of the Community Galactica as a race, you may have a leader who will really do justice to this position. Currently, the ones who think they dominate the Earth are your elites. And they have no contact with us, only with reptilians and their greys for some time. Mythi, we have images of extremely thin beings, ones that have appeared walking around here. Do you know them? As I said, there are humanoids of various types, some breeds of Orion are very thin. Some of its tall and short ones come regularly to examine plants within your continents, taking samples and also specimens of earthworms for acclimatization. They are so thin that when they bend down, they seem like they should break, which is really weird. But they are good persons. We have pictures presented here showing vegetation on Mars. Plant life actually exists there? There are some types of forests of pines that are highly resilient and adaptable. Now with the warming caused by the generator of atmosphere, plant life will considerably increase on the planet. With heating, water from the soil will pass into the atmosphere, causing rain to modify the appearance of the surface quickly. Mythi, my friend Sammy asks, what are the Becks?
Black-Eyed Kids.
Are they hybrids? Aliens, demons, vampires, or just kids born with deformities per se? Should we be scared of them? Do they mean to hurt us? Why do they need permission to enter a home or vehicle? Sammy, I'm a
Black Eye.
when I eventually use my lenses of luminosity. Perhaps some of you may think of me as strange or bizarre to see me with the lenses. I cannot seem to talk during the day without them because your atmosphere does not protect us from radiation of the sun as we need. There are some races of humanoids so much like you, who can move easily without being noticed, but, during the day, they must use the lenses. Some of these races are living here studying behaviors and ways of social life. Most of them are from the Pleiades. I do not believe they are dangerous. The problem for you is that by looking at the black eyes, it induces a sense of the unknown and seems frightening. If they are wearing sunglasses, you would talk with them without problem. When Earthlings begin to socialize with other races, these problems will certainly be only in the old memories. If some of them decide to play with you friends, I'm sure that even though you see that they are children, you will be frightened. You do not have to fear them. On the next occasion, ask what they want to play and if they want to come in to help you to clean the house. They will flee from you. Sammy asks, also, why do dead loved ones come back to visit? I know sometimes they have unfinished business, but why else? Sammy, please, be sensible. A loved one may be able to send out good frequencies for helping those who are here with problems. But they cannot return or interact with this dimension. If that being has enough lighting, high frequency of aura, they can send positive energy to those who are left here. If there is a person with a receptive aura in your proximity, that person can even transcribe any message that may be being sent telepathically. It depends on how sensitive the person is. During sleep, if you are with a receptive aura, you may feel or hear any subtle message that someone wants to send you. Imagine that your soul is an air bubble, a very thin air bubble that is trapped in your body. When you die, this frees the bubble of air that rises, like a bubble of air rises from the ocean floor. Even if the bubble wants to hold on, not to climb, it cannot. The density difference is so great between the two matters that the bubble will automatically and unconditionally discover the proper place. It is impossible for the bubble to swim to the bottom again. The brain is a complex organ that can play tricks, especially when it has not released all its functions, as in the case of Earthlings. Some people may swear that they experience real sensations, but most of the time, these are the dark desires based on the facts that occur. And the brain provides the film when the individual is concentrated on the subject. If the spirits could be here physically to help, the poor black Africans would H their Quimbanda and Umbanda. Where members of the sects are taken by spirits who can see and do spells to all, would be the kings of the earth, would they not? Comment, Mythi, I am very upset about all that is happening. I do not know why you would waste your time with a race as belligerent as ours. Precisely because many beings of your race, like you, are pissed about it. This means there are decent and conscious people here on your planet, which makes all this is worthwhile. Almost 10% of the population of your planet is ready for a new era of integration with us. 10% is a lot of people. Whether or not you will move to the new era, it is better to be here to do whatever we can to help.